Hello everyone and welcome back to a new round of Let's Play World of Warcraft Classic. And no worries, this will be the last time we will start something new for the next few weeks. I know it's been a bit chaotic and I know it might be a bit redundant for you to watch like playing these starting zones over and over again, and I'm really sorry for that, but I think right now we explored a lot of servers, we visited a lot of them, we showcased a lot of them. And I think now it's time to really focus on our leveling adventure and like not start new again. But why I'm doing this right here is I figured the old PvP realm is, like, at least for me, even though I have the most characters on that realm, the least attractive realm. And the reason for that is there will be a fresh PvP realm on which we are probably going to play when it starts. And like at least the PvE realm is like one of a kind, right? And I think it never hurts to have like a character on that realm. And right now I only have this hunter on this realm. He's level 3 already. I went to him with I went with him to Darnassus and actually skilled up my skinning. And again, like, this will be a leveling series focusing on the hunter. I'm not going to start any new character for the next few weeks. We will visit Primal WoW, we will visit Valoria, and also Awakening, of course, from time to time. But I'm just very into vanilla right now, and yeah, I also want to do a few pre-recordings for the holiday season, and just to establish this, basically, just to give you a short heads up of what's going to happen and where we are going to play. I just wanted to settle this and inform you about this. So yeah, here we are. Again, sorry if it like is a bit strange to play the starting area over and over again. I can imagine sorry, I can imagine this gets a bit annoying for you, but this will be the last time. So yeah, here we are. I still had this character from back in the day. I have a rogue on this realm, level 7, and like this Knight of Hunter who was level 3. And I basically already got skinning, and so it's quite nice to have this early on, especially like on a new realm. You have to keep in mind all those players will just leave the corpses behind, trying to get to level 60 as fast as possible for the most part, at least. And yeah, that gives us the opportunity to skin some of those enemies, and yeah, it's quite nice for starting. So that's something really good, I think. I think we have to kill like 2 more Night Sabers and then we already have this quest done. The nice thing is there's not this like total insanity any longer. There are still a bunch of people and it's still quite busy here. You still have to go into your login queue and all that stuff, but it's not as crazy as it used to be. You can actually level right now, which is quite nice. We also have some rested EXP. As you can see, I'm not even level 3 right now, and we are basically I'm level 3 right now, and we are basically just finished the first quest, so that's quite nice to have this sort of head start regarding experience, thanks to the rested XP. And I guess we will do a lot of this through grinding, and yeah, just trying to do those quests that actually are possible to do and that are not completely camped. And yeah, so that just as a short introduction. I'm sorry if that took a bit too long, but yeah, it was really important for me to establish this whole kind of thing, especially since I will probably be gone for the next few days. Probably one more last live stream tomorrow, and then there will be a lot of pre-recordings, and I will try to cover as many servers as possible with that, like going on Valoria, on Awakening, on Vanilla. But yeah, as you might have guessed, this also means that I won't play that much on the old PvP server. I might hop on there from time to time to play my old rogue, and maybe do some PvP with him. But yeah, for the most part, we will be on the PvE realm, and like in about a month when the PvP realm launches, that will be the first time when we actually go for a new character, I think. Again, I don't want to bore you with these starting zones over and over again, and I can imagine some of you are quite like losing interest in this kind of content, and that's why this will be the last time for now. Hey, welcome to the stream. So this will be a pretty relaxed kind of leveling stream. We will talk maybe about a few things. Again, I want to establish some sort of schedule. I'm not too sure like how you plan to do your holidays, like what do you have planned for Christmas. I will be with family, and I have a pretty crappy laptop, and I don't think recording is possible. Like live streaming will be possible with that one. So yeah, we'll try to produce some stuff in advance. So I mean, over the holidays, a lot of you guys probably won't even watch this stuff, but just to keep this sort of one video per day kind of thing going, right? So as you can see here, even the low level enemies in the starting zone are skinnable. I mean, it's only ruined leather scraps, but it's quite useful to keep your, like, you get your leather working up as well. And I mean, why not, right? I mean, it takes some time to travel there, and I think it's around this area right here where you can pick up your skinning. And don't forget, by the way, you can't buy a skinning knife there. You have to do this in Dolonar. So if you walk all this way just to learn it and then Hearthstone back, then please don't forget to stop by at Dolonar. Otherwise, it's quite useless to do this. So yeah, still very full starting zone. Not really a chance to do that much quests, but eventually there will be stuff we can do, and of course we will try to pick up as many quests as possible. At this early, grinding is still an option. I mean, also later on you have to do it from time to time, just because you run out of quests. But at this level range, like, grinding is actually a pretty good kind of way to get the first few levels. I even saw some humans in the starting area right now, for the sole reason that they are, well, I mean, if you think this is crazy, then human starting zone is still pretty much unplayable right now. I guess if you are very patient, you can go for it. But other than that, it's really madness. Hey there, I'm using OBS right now as a recording software. So this add-on you can see down here is like, it's called Race or Rise. I'm not too sure how to pronounce it. Hunter Bar. And with that you can basically see like how much time you have left until your next auto shot cools down. It's very important because you can't really get a feeling for it, for the reason that if you have like more attack speed or like another bow, then this differentiates. And so I mean, you can kind of guess how it goes, but not really. Oh, I think we have to run from that. That could be very dangerous actually. Oh, please don't let me die here. I think I'm... wow. Okay. Really long. Really long. Acro range there. Quite surprised that I actually died there, but was a bit too careless, I think. I figured there are enough... like there are enough players that they would like kill everything anyway, and I would be quite lucky to even tag a mob. But looks like I kinda got into like a respawn area right now, and pretty embarrassing to die early level like this, but I guess we just have to be a bit more careful. I think I haven't died in the starting area in ages. Maybe I'm also a bit spoiled by Fire of the Lich King servers. But yeah, as you can see, like right now everything's dead. I think like I went into respawn right here. Like even 2 enemies as a hunter you should not face, and like 3 of course is way too many. So I tried to run, but it was too late. I guess the reason, like I also got dazzled, so that also played a role. But yeah, still quite bad. Don't do that. I'm from German, Jason. In case you couldn't tell. It's like most of the time it's the first thing that people notice when they come to the stream. The nice thing is starting out as a night elf. If you are a rogue or if you are like a hunter, then you have this amazing amount of agility right away, which increases your crit chance, your overall damage. It's really nice. So that's something I always enjoyed. So as you can see here, always try to strive, and with a lucky crit, like even a level 3 enemy, like an enemy on your level range, should be dead by the point he reaches you, if you get lucky of course. Never like walk backwards as a hunter, always try to strafe, like something like this you should never do. Okay, looks like we are really running into a lot of respawns here. In vanilla, the first few levels as a hunter are really not that easy. It's okay. Like I mean, it's still World of Warcraft. If you are careful, if you plan your things out, then it's nothing unfair, nothing too crazy. But I would say that as soon as you pull like 2 enemies at your level range and you don't have like some CC yet, like no wing clip or anything, then you should probably just run straight away. I guess they enabled some sort of dynamic respawn. That's why we are getting quite some good progress here. And pretty much getting ambushed as well. So yeah, that's something, again, as a hunter especially, you have to be really careful about stuff like that. Oh, thanks Hamster. Not so sure if you are still here or if you just stopped by real quick. It was a pleasure being there, really. Enjoyed it very, very much. I guess I could talk about it a bit. Thought about maybe even making a video about it, but I think that would be a bit too much, right? But yeah, it was a great time. I was super nervous, but it was very, very enjoyable. Like, it basically, since I started making World of Warcraft private server YouTube videos, this was like the thing I always like had in the back of my head. Like, this is something I want to be part of one day, and it's so amazing that it actually happened still in 2016, and yeah, it made this year not completely suck, which is also something I much appreciate. So yeah, great time. I wish I wasn't, like, I wouldn't have been that nervous. But other than that, I would do it anytime. Like, this was just a really nice experience. Okay, see you around. Have a good night, hamster. We'll have to sell some stuff first, but we have to go back to him anyway because of our hunter trainer. The problem is we have right now that, well, since we are skinning already, our backspace is pretty much limited right now, but we will get there. I have already, like, on the rogue, I don't know, like, apparently I had some sort of very generous like player, like when the last time, even before the shutdown when I played, who donated like 2 Trollhide bags, which are 14 slot bags, which are amazing, and I will get them once we are on Dolonar. I will just send them over right away, and then we should have a pretty good time leveling. Just to make this clear once more, like, I will, like, I take the PvE over the PvP server right now just because there's a fresh PvP that will start on which I will play Horde, and I don't really feel that much connection any longer to the old PvP realm. It's pretty well progressed already. We have the rogue there, but again, like, I'm just not feeling it right now. I would rather go on a relatively fresh server with like a new journey, like a new character to which I feel more attached, if that makes any sense to you. And like, more importantly, or more important is that, well, you also can be a part of the journey, that you don't just like get thrown into a very old character, even though I invested a lot of time with him and I'm still quite fond of this like rogue we have on the PvP server, but it just feels a bit weird. We will have to skip aspect of the monkey right now, but it's not a big deal. Viper Sting is far more important. Okay, see you around. Yeah, maybe we can do that. I should, like, again, I will also play on WoW Awakening in the future a bit more often. This is really just for the moment, like, to establish this last kind of starting chapter, and then we will take a more progressive road, basically. Okay, we're a bit late on attacking that one. Oh, that's just super mean. Like, she's not even attacking that enemy anymore. Probably figured, yeah, this guy, he can deal with that, right? But to be honest, like, the aggro range on the server seems to be a bit high. Again, I might be spoiled from other servers, or they might not have it that well, but to be honest, this seems very, very weird. Like, this seems not normal right now. As you can see here, I'm still getting chased by this fizzleboar, and I think this is actually a bit buggy. Like, don't get me wrong, but I think they have their... Like, okay, let me try to explain this. So, basically, if an enemy, like, if your NPC attacks you, like an enemy kind of object, then what happens is there's some sort of aggro timer that gets reset. And usually, like, if you go far away from the spot you actually encounter that enemy, then it gets harder and harder for that timer to reset. I do a very bad job like explaining this right now, but basically it shouldn't be the case that it resets over and over again. I don't think that it's supposed to be that way. I think after a while enemies actually should let go of you, and it looks like on this server that some mobs actually like follow you until the end of the world if they are able to attack you again and again, which is a bit weird, and I think that is also not quite intended, to be honest. But yeah, maybe you have like more information about that, let me know. That's at least how I understand it. Alright, okay. I'm not the only one that that notices that. Well, I'm not too sure, like, maybe on some enemies it's okay. Like, I already escaped, like, I think a few once, but like on this boar it seemed particularly insane. And also the spiders from before. Like, with the spiders, I think you could argue that it was like very close, and they might have like gotten away a few minutes later, but with this board it seemed very, very weird right now. So yeah, strange stuff. I probably have to stop skinning really soon just because my back is getting so full. No, it won't have world PvP. You're right, actually. Like, there are bosses that chase you, or like if you kite an enemy far enough, like if you attack him and if you try to damage him over and over again, you can, in vanilla, you can kite enemies for a very long time. You're right about that, but I think if you don't damage them and if you are really just trying to get away, then there's a sort of leash mechanism which actually allows you to like get rid of those enemies. So it's a bit weird. Again, I'm no expert on this and I might be completely wrong, but I think that's the way it is. And by the way, it's a PvE server, but you still can go for like world PvP. You just have to enable it, and everyone that's willing to do some world PvP can basically do it. So yeah, it's like, it's not that, like, I think that's always a false perception that people have, that PvE is really just like player versus environment, which, I mean, it stands for that, and I can understand why people think it's the way. But yeah, you can actually do quite some PvP on a PvE server as well. And when Nost releases their fresh PvP server, I will play on that one as well. But for now, I don't want to play on the old PvP server because I just don't have any connection to that anymore. I'm not too sure. Like, I try to play on my rogue again, but it feels weird. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it's been too long since I played there last. Nice thing is about playing like on different servers and even leveling on different servers, which you could argue this gets very redundant quick, but like if you go on custom servers and level there, and then on like another custom server and different expansions, even though some of the quests, some of the areas might be the same, there's like a lot of new things to discover, like especially thanks to Awakening in Valoria. I think, like at least for me, the leveling experience is still something fresh, just because like your approach and your kind of way of doing things is just so different, and that's quite nice. As you can see here, there's even another human walking around. So yeah, kind of tells you how crowded the human starting zone is if people take that much effort to get to the Night Elf starting zone. Need some of those mushrooms. I think the Krelkins also drop those, but I would rather collect them. But looks like they are quite camped. Oh no, here they are. Okay. I think like the next area we are going to go to is also pretty crowded. Like basically this one right here, like it kind of cooled down. There's not that much any longer, but I think because of that reason, like this whole area will be pretty flooded with people that are played a lot over the weekend, got to their level range, and now like at least I think 8-9 p.m. GMT +1 is a very busy time. Oh, that's nice. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Looks like we got some new viewers. Okay, let's try to kill one more spider. Maybe we get lucky and... Okay, over there. And we'll get the Ichor. Okay, you have to be careful here again. At least this time around I got off the Viper Sting and we got some nice buffs, so shouldn't be as scary to be here. I really hated to leave stuff behind, but in this case we really have no other choice. Yeah, again, it's because we have leatherworking already, or like not leatherworking, skinning I mean. So we are quite stacked on items right now. I think I will make my way to the Nasus rather soon to also get leatherworking and then, well, convert this. And of course, once we are in Dolona, we can get some better back, so that's quite nice. Okay, 3 more mushrooms. I think the Fizzlebore quest I will do it after we sell some stuff and get rid of a lot of those quest items, otherwise I would have to sell too much and to throw away too much, and I don't want to do that. Hey Leek, I'm doing quite well, thanks. How are you doing? Yeah, I guess Stranglephone Vale is pretty busy right now regarding PvP. If you mean that by attacking the rebel camp. Let's actually kill one of those Krelkins, maybe we can get some mushrooms out of those guys. Not too sure if they also increase the drop chance, like for quest items. But I think like for the starting zone, it's quite high anyway. And yeah. Maybe I'm also getting just a bit lucky right now. Yeah, probably just got really lucky so far, because pretty much every quest item we needed was also available to us. I will also play on Fresh. I explained it a bit like in the earlier in the episode. I'm also not going to stream too long today. This is really just as a short introduction to this new series. So the thing is, as you might have noticed, I'm currently starting on a lot of new servers, and like until the Fresh PvP realm comes, this will be the last kind of fresh thing we are going to go for. Everything else, well, will be progression. Like I will actually play on my characters that I established so far, and yeah. So I think that's quite important, because like all those early leveling zones are getting very boring to watch, I would reckon, and that's the main reason. So although I'm going to start on the Fresh PvP realm, like for vanilla, this will be our main focus right now. I think I pretty much will leave Kronos behind for now. Maybe if it gets really hard to play on Nostalrius, I might check it out again, but I think like regarding vanilla, we will stay on the PvE realm for now. Regarding Ruffled Lich King, I will hop on Primal from time to time, even though that sounds a bit insane, I know, but to some extent I will do that. Maybe Frost Scale, but I'm not too sure if I will continue my series there. And then we have Valoria and Awakening. So this will be the main kind of things we are going to go for. And thanks for the subscription, by the way. Yeah, so you're I kinda had to like hop out yesterday as well because of that. It's pretty fucked up. We are living in pretty fucked up times right now. I'm trying to stay always a bit positive, like on the stream, and not try to bring topics like this into the episodes, but I guess sometimes it can't be avoided, right? But yeah, really messed up shit, and yeah, all my best wishes to everyone involved in that. It's just, I don't know. I don't know if if the world gets worse, or if it's just that it's getting more coverage, you know, like if you get a feeling everything goes down the shitter just because, well, the news are kind of like, you have more footage of stuff, you have more news about stuff, like if you are just learning about it more, or if it's really just a really, really bad year so far. But yeah, but I guess thanks for being concerned, or like for your condolence. Of course, like I'm just pretty happy nobody I know so far was involved in it, and everyone is healthy, like my family and everyone is well, and so that's quite nice. But still makes me quite sad. But let's not go into that too far, I think. Yeah, Ollie, that's thanks for thanks for clearing that. I was not too sure how to express it, but that's exactly what I meant with that. Yeah. All right. Hey, Muffin Man. I will stay on a lot of old things. Like, the thing is, I started a lot of Let's Plays, and like I started on a lot of servers which are actually in beta still, like Valoria and Awakening. So starting fresh on these servers will be unavoidable, at least when the time comes. But for now we will stay on all the characters I covered so far. Like, I will have a bit of a progression, and I won't go for anything new from now on, at least not until the NOS PvP realm launches. And when that is the case, then we are going to play on it, and probably on Horde side this time around. But since this will probably still take some time, I figured we could just go for a new journey on the PvE realm, and yeah, that's what we are going to do right now. Yeah, I waited a long time, huge happy. I waited pretty long to get on the server as well. I really enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! Back in the day, yeah. It was a pretty great game. Also, like, one of the few I actually knew how to play. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic I knew how to play, and like I think Magic will always be my all-time favorite just because of the artwork and the lore and like all around. But I also enjoyed Yu-Gi-Oh! Quite a bit, and like also the card game itself. Like, I remember collecting Pokemon cards. I never knew how to play that shit. I had no idea. I only collected them and traded them and got them stolen. But I never actually knew how to play that game. But yeah, Magic was very, like, my favorite probably, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Is pretty high up there as well. I played it also quite well, I would say. Like, not trying to brag or anything, but I think I had a pretty good idea about the game itself. So as you can see, it can be really worth it to pick up some skinning early on, just so you can, I mean, again, right now it's just like old leather scraps, so it's not really that worth it. But you get your skill up high. I mean, skinning, you will probably, like, you will be able to skill it up every time. Like, it's the easiest profession to get up by far. But like on new servers like this, on new stats like this, if you go for that, you will have a blast. again, especially in later areas, when people really leave enemies behind that usually would take quite some time to kill, and that can have the chance of like dropping some really nice leather, and you just like go after them, or like just go around the world and kill, and not kill stuff, you just have to skin stuff that's left behind. So I think that's something, if you are into professions, then make sure to do that. Otherwise, if you just want to rush it, and if you are not really interested in actually doing stuff like that, then of course don't go for it. I kinda snatched it away from him. Feel kinda bad about this, but I think it's fine. Like the thing you have always to ask yourself as a hunter, like on a fresh start, do you actually go for the max range, like for good kind of damage output? Ooh, nice, very nice. Or do you just try to tag an enemy as soon as possible, just to not get it snatched away? I mean, this is not that fresh, and as you can see, we are having not that many issues to actually get an enemy, or like to tag an enemy. But if you really start out fresh, then I think it can be really hard, because you basically have to melee some enemies just to be able to at least, well, tag them, or like to at least get some XP. And well, your damage output kind of suffers from that. And usually you want the max range, of course. I think when I started playing, I was lucky when I like got even 2 shots in before the enemy reached me. But if you play your cards right, it's quite possible to like get 4 shots in before the target reaches you. So I think as some sort of measurement, like for you maybe, if you are interested, how well you are doing regarding your shooting and strafing. If you are doing really well, then you should, like when you are going from max range, then you should be able to land 4 hits before the target reaches you. I never really got into World of Warcraft trading card game, no. For some reason that never really, well, occurred to me. I'm not too sure why. I'm a huge Hearthstone fan though, and I also played it since open beta. I think it was even closed. Like I think 2 or 3 weeks before the open beta launched, I got my key for the closed beta. So I've been playing it since, like on and off again. Not so much recently, but I also thought about maybe doing a few streams, like just really relaxed, I don't know, maybe some sort of Q&A streams or something like that. I was thinking about that, if you're interested. I know a lot of the people that watch my content are probably here because of private servers and custom servers, so I guess it's not that, well, maybe not that liked, not that popular among you, but I don't know. Like I think it was a few days back where I really was like, oh man, I could go for some Hearthstone right now. And like I think my pause has been long enough. Like sometimes I really need some sort of pause from a game, like hiatus, if I get too bored of it. So yeah, I think Hearthstone is actually like at a point again where I would play it. I'm no constructed player though. I really just go for arena games mainly. Like, this is my kind of main play style, I guess, or like game mode. Yeah, right now everything seems to be fine here. I addressed this also earlier in the episode, like what are you currently saying as well, that the human starting zone is just completely broken and they're even like running over here, just being able to do some quests. And I think like in 2 or 3 days then it should be an even better experience. You always have to keep in mind, a lot of people, they think strategic and they think even a dwarf is here. Wow.
You did amazing last night.
Oh.
Again, smiley face.
Oh, thank you. That's really nice of you. Yeah, again, Hamster was also here recently, and again, thank you very much for having me. It was a great time, and I will gladly accept another invitation. Really was a pleasure for me being there. Thank you a lot. And also thanks for the donation, of course. So yeah, in case you guys didn't know, but you probably did, if you are watching this, you're probably also a big fan of the Private Server podcast. I was like as a sort of guest. I was there and talked about a few things about Awakening and had a great time. Was super nervous, but also had quite some fun. So thanks again, Dan. Really nice of you. I think the video should be up in maybe like this evening, if I'm not mistaken. So make sure to check out Mr. Game Master Reviews channel as well, in case you missed it yesterday and want to check it up again. There were also a lot of other guests, Dr. Nomad and Super Soka, big fan of him as well, and also Dungeon J, like a guy who does private server content for a really long time now, and also like one of those guys who deserves far more recognition. So I would highly recommend you to check out the podcast, and basically everyone you can like you see in there is worth a subscription. Really nice guys. I'm a bit surprised that I still didn't do the Woodland Protector quest line. That's quite weird. Oh, thank you. Maybe I will do a short part about this. Yeah. Cool. Can even upload my section to the channel as well. That's really nice. Okay, looks like the Krells are quite camped right now. Yeah, actually I still didn't do that quest. Wow, that completely lag went over my head apparently. So yeah, where was I? Alright, about the damn it, about the population. So yeah, you have to keep in mind there are also like a few people who take this very strategic and maybe try to go for, like, also think about going like in the server just a few days later, and there might be another sort of bubble that it's so hard sometimes to explain things, but like another huge amount of players that goes into the server and that just waited a few days. So but I guess like in a few days, in a week maybe, things should settle and you should be able to level relatively okay. It still will be crowded and you still have to fight over a few enemies, I think, but it won't be as crazy as it is right now. I guess I can also kill Krellkins for this one, so let's just do that. As you can see, 4 shots should be something you should aim for. It's really not that hard to get them in if you attack from max range. Again, do this with the Hunter bar.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Muffinman hope to see you in the future, Oliver.
Thank you very much, Ollie. It's really, really nice of you. Thank you very much. I also hope to see you soon. In case you don't know, like the first sentence of that donation message, it's a bit of an insider. Like, there used to be this show where you could also like kind of donate, and there was this text to speech message. It was like probably about 10 years ago. It's really, really old, and was even like before Twitch and everything got popular and even got his name. And it was like a chat room, and you could send all kinds of crazy shit in. Like, it was on TV, and there was like two very poorly animated kind of figures, and well, they kind of chatted with each other, and you could basically give them input, like what would they say, and there was so much random shit. It was quite fun. Oh, looks like we got some wrong. Hello there. Thanks for joining the stream, by the way. Rabbit, yeah, you're right. It was a fucking rabbit. It was so weird. But like, thinking about it, it also was quite ahead of its time. I think they were onto something there. See, this time around I actually fucked up. Like, only 3 shots, so that's pretty bad. Let's see if we can do it better this time around. Keep in mind that you always can use your shots while you are running, like they're instant casts. You really should not spoil or use your global cooldown for that. And I think that's another important thing to think about. Other than that, hunters are rather self-explanatory, especially like after you get your pet, then you don't even have to take that much care about this whole thing. To some extent you have to, because of the thing I just mentioned, like with your arcane shot, your viper sting, you have to be careful not to, like, you have to weave them into your rotation basically, not to interrupt your auto shot with them. And yeah, other than that, I mean, hunters are really quite simple. Not as easy as a lot of people try to make them out to be, and not as brain dead. For leveling, they kinda are, but being able, like, to be able to play a hunter well in raiding and to get your maximum out of your like DPS, they can take quite some practice actually. But well, I guess that's not worth much coming from a hunter player, right? I mean, I could tell you just complete bullshit, just to make the hunter class look a bit better. I really like this tavern kind of music. Although this is maybe a bit too happy fun time, but it's still quite nice. I think this is more like Mists of Pandaria inspired, which probably triggers a lot of you people, so I'm sorry in advance. But hey. Like for me at least, I think Mist of Pandaria, I think I mentioned this like in an earlier stream, but for me it had a lot of good points and I also quite enjoyed it, to be honest. And I hope I don't offend anyone by saying this, but I also I think each kind of expansions had its good parts and I enjoyed each of the expansions not equally, but to some extent. And I think Mists of Pandaria, at least for me, it's so subjective, right? It all comes down to personal preference. But I think I enjoyed it even more than Cataclysm. Although I think the leveling experience, just because it was so fresh and so new, like the overhaul of Azeroth, I think leveling I enjoyed in Cataclysm a bit more. I mean, looking back right now, it was probably only that great because it was something new, and after leveling time and time again on the old kind of content, it got very redundant and was not as great any longer, so I think I enjoyed it for that reason, that it was just something fresh, and also the water graphics, I think they were quite amazing. But other than that, I think the endgame content really was not that great. Yeah. So much about my Cataclysm and Mists of Pandaria experience, I guess. Okay, this is just a bit too. Let's skip a bit ahead. Okay, no. Let's see. Okay, that's better. Let's wait for this egg to respawn. Funnily enough, after playing on playing after Cataclysm for so long, coming back to the old private servers, from vanilla to Wrath of the Lich King, this content also feels great again. I really think a lot of this comes down to that it's just something new and something fresh. That after a while it just gets a bit stale and maybe even boring to some part. So I think that is really something that should not be underestimated, how much this means for your enjoyment to just have something that's new. Okay, we are almost closing in at 1 hour. I think I will just collect this last egg right here. If it respawns, then Hearthstone out, and then next time we will probably see I will see you in Dolona. So yeah, I think it's almost time to say some goodbye kind of words. Yeah, keep in mind, if you enjoy the stream and if you want to support me a bit, then a rating would be much appreciated. And again, I will play on this server until the PvP Ramble launches, and will for the next few days I think I will make another update video regarding this, in case some of the are not watching this, some of the people on the channel. I will go into holidays really quick, really soon, not really quick, for maybe 5-6 days. So from this time range there will be a lot of pre-recordings. I hope that's okay for you, maybe 30 minutes episodes, I think. I hope that's okay. And yeah, on different servers, like I will do something for Awakening, maybe also some sort of discussion video, or like Valoria, have different kinds of recordings. And so I hope to see you then. I like, for everyone watching live still right now, happy holidays. I hope you have a fantastic time with your family, and yeah, see you around. Until next time, stay awesome and